2021 to honor Mrs. Whitney's contributions, elevating the role of the backstretch community here at Saratoga Racecourse and throughout the sport. Mrs. Whitney and her husband, John Hendrickson, created the Backstretch Appreciation Program by hosting Sunday dinners for this community. The program grew to include recreational, social, and educational opportunities for the women and men living and working at Saratoga Racecourse. This beautiful pavilion is now the permanent home of the Backstretch Appreciation Program. And in early July, thanks to funding provided by Mr. Hendrickson, the new Backstretch Healthcare facility opened just behind us. The clinic was constructed over the past year to replace a double-wide trailer that previously housed on-site healthcare services at Saratoga Racecourse. It is a transformational addition that will dramatically improve healthcare access for this community. Thank you so much to John Hendrickson, who's here with us today. And we have some lovely Mary Lou Whitney roses on the table with us as well, a very fitting tribute in her favorite pink. In just a few days, with some time spent here at the spa, we'll see the superstars of the sport heading to the gate in a race as important as any here at Saratoga Racecourse, the Whitney. Always a centerpiece of the summer meet and a day racing fans look forward to all year long. The list of Whitney winners is a who's who of some of the true greats in racing history. What's in store for the 2023 edition? We are about to find out. Here to draw the race is Kevin Schnorr and Rob McLennan from the NYRA Racing Office. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you. Okay. Cover sheet. One is Zandon. Joel Rosario, Chad Brown. 5 is White Abario, Irad Ortiz Jr., Richard Dutrow Jr. 4 is Last Samurai, Flavian Pratt, Dwayne Lucas. 3 is Giant Game, Luis Saez, Dale Romans. 6 is Cody's Wish, Junior Alvarado, William Mott.
And the
2 is Charge It, John Velasquez, Todd Pletcher.
Thank you very much. That's the field for the 2023 Grade 1 Whitney. We'll go through with the post positions and morning line odds. Starting off with the number 1, Zandon, 9-2 on the morning line, trained by Chad Brown, owned by Jeff Drown, will be ridden by Joel Rosario. In post position number 2, Charge It, 5-1 on the morning line, owned by Mandy Pope's Whisper Hill Farm, trained by Todd Pletcher, and will be ridden by John Velasquez. Post position number 3 goes to Giant Game, and Giant Game is 20-1 on the morning line, owned by West Point Thoroughbreds and Albaugh Family Stables, trained by Dale Romans and ridden by Luis Saez. In post position number 4, Last Samurai, 15-1 on the morning line, owned by Willis Horton Racing, trained by Dwayne Lucas and ridden by Flavian Pratt. And post position number 5, White Abario, C2 Racing Stable, and Antonio Pugnano, the owners, trained by Rick Dutrow Jr., will be ridden by Irad Ortiz Jr., and White Abario is 6-1 on the morning line. And your morning line favorite, drawn to the outside, Cody's Wish, on that unbelievable streak, owned by Godolphin, trained by Bill Mott, and ridden by Junior Alvarado, is your favorite at 1-2. We'd now like to welcome some of the connections of our runners to join me up here for a quick little chat. If trainer Bill Mott would come on up, trainer of the morning line favorite, Cody's Wish. Thank you, Bill. You can come on over to this side. That's perfect. Thank you. Drawn to the outside, Cody's Wish. We talked about it a little bit last week with Elite Power, who is on a streak. When you see horses that are continuing in such good form like these two in your barn, how special, how rare is that?
Well, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you just hope it can continue. You know what I mean? If every time you bring a horse over like this, you stand the risk of getting beat. I mean, there's always somebody that's an up-and-coming horse, and we certainly respect all the competition, but this is a very good horse, and hopefully, for our sake, he can go on. There's a great story that goes with him, and with Cody Dorman, and so the whole scenario turns out to be very special.
It's been one of the great racing stories, and I understand Cody and his family will be here this weekend. They said that they feel like they've become part of the racing family.
Well, they have, and actually, everybody's, I think it's one of those situations where everybody's rooting for the kid and rooting for Cody Dorman, and it's this horse has actually given him something to live for, and he lives in a wheelchair and can't speak, but through modern technology, he can look at a computer, and he can look at it and look at the letters or the words, and he can actually speak through the computer, which is an amazing thing. And he usually sends a good luck message to us, or to Cody's Wish. He says, Cody, please win for me.
That's so special. We certainly love following that, too. The 1 1/8 at the Whitney going to be something new, though, for the horse. How do you think he'll handle the added distance?
Well, I always thought maybe a flat mile was his best distance, and he didn't seem to be handling the 1 1/8 early in his career. But he's more seasoned now. He's got, the bottom under him. I think he's a smarter horse. I think he knows how to run. I think in the beginning it was a case where, he didn't know which part of the race to put his run in, and sometimes it would be too early and he'd use himself up. But now I think with the, with racing and us getting to know him a little better, I think there's a better possibility that he'll do it now, I believe. We've got to wait and see. You never know until they do it. They've got to do it out on the racetrack. We can guess all we want, but it's got to be done on Saturday.
Thanks for your time, Bill. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Trainer Bill Mott, trainer of the Morning Line favorite Cody's Wish, and trainer Dale Romans joining us here. Dale, if you'll come on up, trainer of Giant Game. Hello, Dale. So talking about trainer Dale Romans joining us here with Giant Game. Dale, what have you seen from Giant Game recently? A horse that seems to have really put things together this year.
Yeah, he just keeps getting better and better. He showed a lot of class at 2, being third in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Had a rough 3-year-old year, but he's back on track. And if you're going to be a long shot, what better place to be one than the Graveyard of Champions?
And we know that you've had success in doing just that in some of these big races and upsetting the favorite.
We have, and we have all the respect in the world, like Bill said, for everybody in this race, especially this horse. It's a great story. This is probably one of the greatest stories I've seen in horse racing in my time. And but we got to make him work for it.
And as far as your horse, Giant Game, you mentioned precocious at 2. Talk a little bit about the patience and finding the right spots and bringing this horse back to his good form.
Well, it wasn't a serious thing. He just kept having little nagging things that kept him getting sidelined and off track. But, he's finally back to training on a regular basis, running on a regular basis, and I think we're going to see even better out of him.
We look forward to it. Thanks for your time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Trainer Dale Romans with Giant Game. I believe we have Mandy Pope here from Whisper Hill Farm. Mandy, if you'll come up and join us. Hello. How are you? Mandy and Todd. Todd Quass, nice to see you. Mandy Pope from Whisper Hill and farm manager Todd Quass. Mandy, we'll start with you with Charge It. How's he been doing? How exciting to be part of the Whitney, a horse that's always had a lot of talent.
He's been training awesome, breezing great. Todd Pletcher and Todd Quast are very happy with him. And it's just awesome to be here. I'm so excited.
And Todd, if we'll bring you in here, as I mentioned, Charge It, a horse that always seemed to have a lot of promise. How exciting is it to see him in the starting gate now for the Grade 1 Whitney with some of the hiccups that you've seen along the road with him?
Sure. I mean, for him being a homebred, actually Bill had his mom, so hopefully that will help us out with the Cody Wish angle there. But he's a typical Tappet. He's had a few issues. He's had some things go on. Right now, he bounced out of Suburban great. I think 2 turns backing up a little bit here will suit him perfect. And, again, Cody Wish is the best around. But, like Dale said, we need to make him work for it, for sure.
He's a talented horse, and as Todd touched on, Mandy, he is a homebred for you. How special is that?
It's so, excuse me, it's so awesome. It's been, a journey. I bought his mom as a yearling and raced her, then bred her, and this is her second foal and bred her to one of my favorite stallions, Tappet. So everything's just come together so nicely.
We appreciate your time. Best of luck with him this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The connections of Charge It from Whisper Hill Farm. A big thank you to all of our connections who have joined us here at the post position draw today. Well, that's it. We have the field for the 2023 $1 million Grade 1 Whitney. If you're not lucky enough to be joining us in person this Saturday, you can catch coverage of Whitney Day on Fox beginning at 3 p.m. Well, with the Whitney to be held as race 10 going off approximately 5:42 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck. Safe trips to all in this weekend's Whitney. Thank you.